We're going deeper still. The ink seeps through the Scrolls 3, Morrowind. Bitch, shut the fuck up!
Good, how are you? Can we do wide view on here? You know how to do it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. That's a little better, right?
Being tricky. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk. I'm joined today with Nathan and Kyle from Death Perception out of Ontario. Before we start, I would like to mention the sponsors for tonight's episode. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Loud as Hell Festival and Absolute Underground Magazine. So, Loud as Hell at the end of the month. Get stoked, everybody. Absolute Underground Magazine available across the country at all sorts of different bars and vendors. So go looking for it. 100th issue just dropped. My first article will be in the next issue, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Kyle, Nathan, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Right on.
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's been hot.
Perfect timing. You just start off, and Ryan shows up to the mix.
Perfect. Throw him on in. No problem.
All right. Let's do it.
There he is. Right on. Hello. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
How's it going?
Good. Just hanging out. So let's. You guys just dropped a lyric video recently. Did you know it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sunday morning.
Super.
Or no
slick.
tears. Sunday morning. No tears for the dead.
Super slick. Me and my buddy were just listening to you guys again today. Fucking awesome. Absolutely insane. Great job.
Much appreciated.
So, I'll let you guys introduce yourself. Let's go from Nathan over to the end.
All right, I'm Nathan on the drums. Nathan Fraser, Hamilton, Ontario.
Kyle Young, vocals, Hamilton, Ontario.
Brian Lewis, guitars, Hamilton.
Nice.
Where are you really from?
I'm from Texas. Sorry.
What, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm from Lubbock.
Lone
Lubbock,
Star
Texas.
State.
From the third coast.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. So this isn't hot for you then.
I don't get this much humidity.
Oh yeah, I guess
Or it didn't
Ontario.
before.
Ontario's a lot different than Alberta when it comes to heat. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, how long you guys been playing? How long has Death Perception been around for?
Oh, we started in 2012, but we didn't really start ramping it up till about 2015.
Okay.
so basically, the wheels started turning in about 2012, but around like 2015 is when we solidified the 5-piece lineup. That's when we really started pushing ahead, doing shows, and really just trying to tackle the world ahead of us.
Who started the band? Okay. When did you guys join?
What's that?
When did you join, Kyle?
I joined in 2015. I think the end of May, 2015.
Okay, and what about you, Rob? Were you there from the start?
Brian, where?
Oh,
Brian. Rob.
No, I joined. I think it was 2018 ish.
Well, hold on, so you actually had a couple.
Yeah, I filled in a couple times for bass. I filled in for guitar, and didn't really commit to anything till I think it was 2018 when or 19, something like that. It's blurry.
Now, who are the main writers, like writing components in the band?
What do you mean? You like the musical elements, the
Yeah.
lyrics?
Who starts out the writing process? Is it the guitar players come up with a riff, or does everybody jam together and come up with it together, and then it gets thrown out to lyrics? Or what's your writing process like?
I would say at this point, it's probably a little bit of everything. I almost want to say that probably the reason why some of our songs sound different throughout the album and not just 10 of the same cut is that they're all written in different phases. Sometimes you do start out with just the riffs and it's literally just a ground up kind of thing. Sometimes somebody will bring in a semi-complete track. Maybe they've got some words already. Maybe they got some flow patterns or something that they hear. And I'll take it from there and kind of work with it. But we don't want to have, some people can write some cool stuff. I might hear something on drums and I'll pass it along to Nathan. He implements that in his style. So it's literally, we are all a part of the process of writing the material and making sure we're happy with it and getting it out.
Nice. Right on. How long have you been playing for, Kyle?
So I actually started a project just before Death Perception. A friend of mine, Ryan Martin, we actually started a project called Democide. And
Nice.
we started writing some material. We never actually got to play any shows. It was basically just based in jamming and hashing out some song ideas. And that project kind of fell through and never really got off the ground. And I think that was at least 10 years ago. Like, it's been at least 10 years since I've been working on the Democide stuff, somewhere in that ballpark.
And you don't do vocals.
Actually,
you're not just a standalone vocalist in Democide, right?
no, I mean, I do vocals, but then we also have Dana, our guitar player. She actually will do backup vocals.
Okay.
You're talking about Democide.
Oh, sorry, shit. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, do you play an you play an instrument?
Yeah,
in
I was
Democide?
vocals. So vocals and Democide, but at the time, we actually didn't have a drummer. So Ryan and I started just writing the material, and I would try to play drums on the track just to help fill in the gaps a little bit and give us something to write the lyrics to.
Awesome.
And it worked out. I mean, I don't want to call myself a drummer, but I sit behind the skins and just, make some noise.
You can keep in time.
Yeah,
Fairly.
I don't know about that. You're giving me too much credit here, my guy.
Nathan, same question for you.
Oh, okay. So I had a band in BC called Slit Soul,
Okay.
and we were like childhood friends. And because BC, there was no scene back then, so we had to like set up in the park, and then the cops would show up, and then we go to the next park, and then the cops came, and we're like, no, we're packing it up. Don't arrest us. No, we did that for years and years, because there was absolutely no scene at that time. And then 2008, I decided to try something different and come to Hamilton. That's when I met these guys.
That's quite a jump from BC to Ontario.
It's such a different world over here. It's like a different country.
I can imagine, man. Like, I know a couple of people from Ontario, but I've never been out there myself. And the way some people talk, they're like, yeah, I'm just going out to the cottage for the summer. It's just like everybody's got, cottage country, cottage season. My buddy lives out in cottage country. It's like hell of a place, Ontario. I just pack up a tent and go to the bush.
Everyone here is running away from the city.
And they're not getting away very quick off the highways, from what I heard.
No, 4 hours, 5 hours to that cottage.
You sure you haven't been here?
Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Same question for you. How long you been playing for? How long you been playing this brutal fucking death metal for?
Since he fell off his dinosaur.
Back in
I've been playing for like, I don't know, 30 years.
So back in your early 70s.
Yeah. And it started out because I wanted an instrument. My dad pushed for an acoustic guitar, but I just didn't think they looked cool enough. So I talked him into getting me an electric and played for many years. This is the first real band I've ever been in. So.
Really, eh?
That's cute. Thanks for a real band.
See, now I've talked to guitarists, I've talked to guitar players, I've talked to guys who just own instruments in the name of the band. So it's refreshing. Yeah. It's refreshing to see that played for 30 years and this is your first band. I haven't heard that one before. That's interesting. I like that. What was your first guitar? What was your first body style?
I got my dad bought me a little scaled down version of, it looked like Eddie Van Halen guitar, but it was made by Memphis and it just wouldn't stay in tune. I learned how to make little noises on it for about the first 2 years.
Nice.
When I say 30 years, that includes those 2 years.
Yeah. You got to bang them out, man. You got to bang them out. Yeah. You got to hang out in the woodshed and you got to get her figured.
That's it.
So, how was the pandemic for you guys? How was quarantine for you guys? Did you take the time to kind of like, take the break, not put any stresses on yourself, or were you just like full steam ahead?
Trying to release a fucking album during the pandemic, it's been shit.
Respect.
Let's be honest. I mean, what? Nobody can help it. I mean, it's not our fault. It's not anyone in particular's fault that we can directly, whatever. But we are definitely affected by it. We started, Nathan started tracking drums in January. So it's like there was whisper around everywhere that yes, COVID was starting to get to be a thing, and it wasn't really till February, March. So probably just as we're getting ready to start tracking guitars, it got really weird. And I mean, the guy who we're recording the album with, Poseidon Records, he has a child at home, And so with the kid home, he doesn't want to bring people in his house. Totally understandable. So it's just everyone's life. I mean, his world got tossed upside down. Our world got tossed. Everyone's did. But regarding the album, yeah, it definitely pushed things back a fair bit. And like even now, you know, you want to play shows, and we're starting to get to that point where the talk is coming that shows are getting to be a thing. But it's tough.
Right? You can't rush it now. You can't rush it now.
No.
Now it's just like we already waited for a year and a half. What's the rest of the year if that's the case? You know? Because
and I mean,
yeah,
go ahead,
go, buddy.
I think it actually ends up being a real benefit that we end up signing with Wormhole, because with signing with Wormholedeath, we were able to kind of push things back a little bit, but more strategically. Had we been able to just drop everything come, you know, at least this year, come like January, February, we're not sure if we would have got the same traction. And so by waiting it out, you know, and also now we're getting closer to shows coming up. So I think that everything's going to work out for the best in the long run. As crazy as it is, as much as we were all kind of fucked up, and probably the worst part is just not getting to jam. I mean, shows are one thing, you know, nobody's getting to play shows, right? But there's still some people who live together, some, you know, different arrangements that allow for them to get together and keep making music. So we would still try once in a blue moon to get together and just keep everything fresh, and, you know, write new songs if we had the time. But yeah,
I felt like we stayed pretty active.
Yeah.
All things considered. I go out and jam with Dana almost weekly, and that really never stopped. Maybe there was a couple of weeks here and there that we skipped, but there's always been progress there, Novice.
That's good. That's good. I can respect that a lot. What were the influences behind this new album that you're going to be popping out to?
Shit, I mean, I think that just everyone adds a little something. Like we're all influenced by so much stuff. I mean, I spent a good, you know, year listening. I probably listened to the one Devildriver Outlaws to the End country cover album probably for an entire year straight. I just fucking absolutely dig that album. It's a killer album. Lots of Carnifex, Old Them of God, fucking Slipknot. Anything to scream along to, really.
What do you think about the new Carnifex song?
Probably gonna get blasted for saying this, but it's probably not my favorite one I've heard.
No, you didn't like that, eh? I thought it was pretty fucking sick. I thought it was a pretty, like, they didn't try, I thought it was a return to form, because they didn't try to do anything super fucking, because they released that song right beside the new Lorna Shore single.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of got totally consumed by that fucking
But just,
single.
you know what, so the production of that, there's something weird about it, man. Like, this is me, it's just my own solo, but, you know,
Yeah.
when I hear that song, there's too much going on. And I love busy songs, but there's just, I don't know, it's hard to, like, maybe it takes some more listens, right? I mean, sometimes that's the beauty of heavy metal music,
Yeah.
is you don't catch it right away. It doesn't sink in right away. You listen to it a few times, go, fuck, you know what, I missed it. I was sleeping on that. That's killer.
I was sleeping on Havoc. I just started getting into Havoc here recently. And their album from 2008 called Burn, there's a couple songs on there that just fucking slay. And I was like, well, why didn't I like Havoc before? I must have just been listening to the wrong albums, I guess.
I've been checking out some Divine Heresy. It wasn't necessarily inspiring in the album, but here we are now getting some reviews coming out, and it's not, I don't do any clean singing at all, but just it's interesting to hear a Divine Heresy comparison made, and then go check it out. It's like, these guys are fucking badass.
He put that link up the other day to those guys on Facebook, and I clicked onto that, and I've been kind of hooked on those guys. Divine
That's always
Heresy.
great.
That's Dino from Fear Factory, eh?
Yeah, Dino
Probably
Casazares
the
or
downfalls.
whatever.
The
Now,
only downfall is something Tommy Vex, but I'll deal with it.
like master of, and that's the thing. Tommy Vex he was the singer for Bad Wolves or whatever.
Yeah.
That-
I'm upset. I've got a little bit of a, you know, not too sure, because John from Devildriver left and went over to fucking Bad Wolves.
I'm an old school Devildriver fan
Yeah.
through and through. Like
How do I
I
feel about that?
got my teeth busted out just after they released their second fucking album. And then like I had already been a fan, and then I'm like, oh, wicked, a new reason to listen to Grinfucked, because I don't have any fucking teeth. So like it kind of all fit out. And like
That's awesome.
I'm a Des Fafara fan from back in the Coal Chamber days, Ozfest 1997. Like, that's my fucking shit. And then when I heard that he was in Devildriver when I was still a young gun, back before my band days, like, that shit blew me away. Lamb of God and Devildriver came out around the same time, and they were kicking out the same style of fucking music. And they had Machine Head. Machine Head started making music around that same vibe too, just without as edgy of vocals. But that heavy, they were all still playing the same style of heavy, and that was what Heavy Metal, a Headbanger's Journey, called it the new wave of American heavy metal.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's been any bands lately that have, not in my opinion, but I also really haven't been looking at the new mainstream stuff. I look at like the fucking local underground shit, and like your guys' bands like No Hope for the Lost, bands like Tides of Karen, bands like Immunize, you know, real fucking
Saying.
yeah, heavy hitters in our, you know, the ones that just are about to make that fucking real jump.
Without Mercy's popping off.
And you
Just
know what?
from Decay.
Decay from your way.
So DJ from Without Mercy actually played our farewell shows with us back in 2017.
Awesome.
They came from BC and did 3 shows with us, and fucking I just got drunk.
You're a
But
fucking treat to watch, man.
enough about my bullshit and ramblings. When have you guys, has Death Perception ever come west before?
We're trying.
You're gonna be.
We haven't yet, but we're trying.
Before COVID, we applied for Armstrong Metal Fest and some of the other ones, Calgary Metal Fest, but you know, everything got postponed. So now what they've done is they've brought like all the 2021 stuff. They put it all forward a year, so everything's full.
Yeah.
Trying to get into a festival now is like pulling teeth.
Let's not talk about teeth. That's a very sensitive topic for me. You can also send your EPK to us, and we can forward it to some festivals and stuff to you with a little bit of hey, we know these guys personally.
Awesome.
They fucking slay.
Yeah, we want to come.
Yeah.
So
yeah, invite us. We're coming.
Oh yeah, fucking rights, guys, fucking rights. You'll be out here for sure. What's shows like before COVID? What was the scene like where you guys are at?
You know, it's pretty good. At times, you know, there was a period where it was pretty like oversaturated almost, where you had to really be careful planning shows, and just because people are all going out to every show, so you can't just keep going out. I'd say in the last little while, some of the bands that were sort of directly in our scene are not making as much of a dent as they were. Just they're tied up, they're busy doing other things. And at least for us right now, I feel like we're in a really good position when this opens back up. I mean, pre-COVID, everything was really good. And I think that after COVID, it's going to get a lot better than it was. I mean, it's tough too, because we got a lot going on in the area. Like, we're not far from Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
We're an hour drive from Toronto, so we can go play the crowds out there. And at home, we seem to be getting a pretty good response. I mean, we played another band's CD release party, and we were pleasantly surprised by the crowd reaction when we were playing. I mean, we expected to kind of be observers at somebody else's show, sort of. And we feel like we pulled some good weight there, and we had a great time. So just, again, COVID, we're right at that point where we're going to start headlining shows here, and COVID kind of fucked all that up. So I feel like we're coming back out of the break now with a good head of steam.
Hey, that's good, because I know a lot of bands that, you know, due to the situation, they lost a lot of their traction, and some of them didn't come back. And, you know, I'm hoping that it was for the best. I'm hoping that that these bands realign their priorities and realize that maybe the band wasn't the most positive thing in their life and had to kind of change that up. Or in some cases, you know, new things popped up that they want to try out for a bit, and that band's just going to sit on hiatus for a little bit, and it isn't dissolved, you know? But optics, right? Yeah. Now, bands of note. Do you have any bands of note from your scene that you guys really enjoy playing with that are really, like, top of the line?
Centuries of Decay.
I've heard of Centuries of Decay.
You should keep your eyes open for Lotharo.
I've heard of Lotharo too.
Those guys are tight as hell, and I think they're gonna break out real soon. Cryophilic, they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Astaroth Incarnate out of Toronto. Those guys are
Astaroth
tight.
Incarnate?
Yeah, have you ever heard of that, man? Give them
No,
a check.
but that's a fucking sick name.
Yeah, they're fucking badass too, man. They're not joking around.
Very, very rad.
Our friends in North Stroud too. Where they're from Waterloo. Somewhere in that way, the Kitchener Waterloo.
Kitchener Waterloo.
I liked. I don't remember where they're from. Armored, Tortured Saint.
Yeah, Tortured Saint.
Tortured Saint from London.
From
Okay,
London,
yeah.
Ontario. Very rad. I've heard of Tortured Saint.
We actually,
Yeah.
so Tortured Saint and Centuries of Decay. So Centuries of Decay also had won the Wacken Battle, and they actually went to perform in Germany representing Canada.
That's probably why
So-
I heard about them then.
So Centuries of Decay and Tortured Saint actually did a West Coast tour, ending up at Armstrong Metal Festival.
That's probably exactly where I saw it. Those posters are the ones I saw their names on for sure.
And actually, so it's kind of cool. So Mike Spritzer from Devildriver actually has been doing their mastering or their mix, I think mastering or something on the Tortured Saint album. So, dude, I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed checking them out.
I'm gonna,
Absolutely fucking.
hell yeah, I'm gonna have to give them another real fucking look and maybe reach out to them for an interview.
You should, man. They're making waves.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. When you guys write, do you guys pull inspiration from like other bands? Like, oh, I listened to this album, we should mess around with this kind of stuff, or is it all? Because when I was writing, I would kind of like shut out the rest of the metal and just kind of like pull it from my own inspirations. But what do you guys do when it comes to gaining and gathering inspiration for your music?
I've gotten years ago. I remember getting an idea for a melody just from a commercial jingle. Just I don't remember what it was, something off TV. But bands I listen to, like I listen to a lot of instrumental metal stuff that you hear on the internet. Yeah. Like I like Angel Vivaldi and Polyphia, those types of bands.
Polyphia shreds. Those kids are wild.
Yeah, they're crazy. Eh?
Like, they got some pretty cool riffs for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to the wee ones.
Yeah, that's my daughter, Serenity Riot.
Good stuff. What up, Serenity?
She is she's watching cartoons right now. Right, sweetheart? She's silly. She's staying with Dad for the week.
That's awesome, man. Good stuff. Holding it down. Holding it down.
Gotta be done, man. Gotta be done.
Kudos to you.
What's your favorite part about the recording process? Because I know some people who just don't like it at all.
How about the demoing? Running through those songs and then go, hey, we're going to change this, try it again. And then we, change the tempo. Okay, chorus is going to go at the end now. Now
Yeah.
the bridge is not a chorus anymore. Like, I think that's fun when you finally listen to it and it all makes sense. That's the awe moment. That's when it's like, okay, that was a lot of hassle and we finally got where it feels good.
Do you guys do... Serenity, you gotta have to go sit down, sweetheart. Say hi to everybody, and then go sit down, okay?
Hi.
Daddy's got lots of chords.
Let's see some horns, Serenity.
Put up some
No.
metal horns, sweetheart. Put up
Do
some
it.
metal
Let's do
horns.
it.
Right in front of the camera here. Right
Let's
in
do
front of the
it.
camera. There.
Yeah.
Say death metal in your low
Alright.
voice.
Good stuff.
Okay, sweetheart. Daddy's gonna finish up this interview, okay? So I need you to go. Okay, then I need you to let me talk to them, okay?
I'll be quiet.
And not hit none of the wires, okay, sweetie? Thank you very much. Okay, now back to it. What are your guys' favorite bands? Not just local bands, but bands, period. Let's start with you this time, Nathan.
Well, I've been on trying to discover some stuff that's a little out of my element. So I've been listening to Carcass and Obscura and Death and Benighted.
Benighted.
So I've been. It's and you know what? When you're I'm a Slayer Metallica guy. So I've been listening. I got every Slayer. I got every Metallica. I want to do something different because you know what? when I'm just doing baka 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 drums and every song, okay, let's try something different here, and then you put on this weird, it's like prog tech. What is it? It
Mhm.
makes you wonder, and it's like, hey, how did they do that?
Mhm.
That's what I've been listening to.
Yes, sweetheart.
Can I have some ice cream?
There's no ice cream left.
Okay.
You knew that. Now maybe Mom can take you to Tim Hortons to get a smoothie or something.
Have the money.
You can take my wallet out of my pocket and take her.
Or a donut?
Or a donut.
Donut, please.
Family life. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
All good, man.
Kyle,
Everyone's got them.
your favorite
Yes.
bands. You said Devildriver, you said Carnifex.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, buddy.
So a little Devildriver, a little Carnifex. I mean, I feel bad. Like, there's only so much like newer stuff I'm listening to. I find myself just listening to the stuff that I was mostly screaming along to, and just trying to get my voice up to par. Gojira is something I listen to a lot of, just cruising around. When the music's too loud to actually scream along to it properly.
Mhm.
I listen to a lot of instrumental a band called Native Construct. The vocals are really not heavy, but the music's pretty interesting. It's good. I would say at the moment, not as much as I probably would like to be listening to. I've mostly been fixated on our stuff. For a good chunk of this last, couple of years.
Yeah.
Outside of the odd, like I said, the Hate Breeds, Lamb of God, Devildriver, Slipknot, all, anything along those lines.
Yeah. Brian, your turn.
I've always been a Lamb of God fan, and I listen to a lot of Whitechapel. But lately at work, this kid that I work with, he listens to a lot of rap, and so I've been trying to be open to that, trying to gain inspiration from there, and that's kind of cool too. It's not really my thing, but it definitely helps with ideas.
For sure, you got to broaden the horizons when it comes to like trying to write new stuff, or else you're just going to be listening to the same stuff you've been listening to, and then you're going to start writing the same stuff you've been listening to.
That's it.
And that's infringement.
Yeah,
That's not
those-
inspiration.
Yeah. But those two bands are probably
It's like a lot of
my
Crimson
favorite.
Armada.
Oh yeah, Crimson. Jeez, that's like huge. I got right into Crimson Armada's. I don't know if you've heard of those guys, but it was Guardians was the album, and they didn't really sound like that on any other album. It was very studio perfect and technical, and I sunk my teeth into that album.
Very nice, very nice. What's the future plans for depth perception? I'm baked. What's future plans for Depth Perception? How far are you guys taking this? You said you already got signed to Wormholedeath, right?
Out of Italy.
Um,
Really, as far as it goes. I mean, we're not trying to limit ourselves in any way. We all have jobs, so it's not like we're all full-time musicians who can just play on tour or go wherever we want anytime. So we have to kind of plan around our jobs, at least at the moment.
mhm.
But hey, if the future opens up and we're able to take off and go and do different things, we're more than open to it.
Hell yeah. Where are you going first? Are you guys going to go east, or are you guys going to come out west?
I don't know. Who makes the
Or
better,
are you going to go south?
who offers the better show?
I keep pushing them to go down south.
We wanted to do a Texaco, Mexico tour.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's going to happen.
I got some homies in Mexico that might jump right on that with you. They're called Shadow of Death.
Who are they? Okay.
They're called
Yeah,
Shadow
they're-
of Death. They're from Mexico. They fucking shred, super professional, right on the ball.
So a couple years ago, Nathan actually hosted a Dark Side Ritual and
Disrupted.
Disrupted from Mexico.
A
Oh,
dual
sweet.
tour, and they came and stayed in my house.
Hell
They're
yeah.
fucking amazing. Super tight, man.
See?
They're really good.
You should do
They
it.
might even be coming back next year.
Hell yeah, buddy. We're trying to get
Who-
Shadow
who
of Death
else
to come
has-
back too.
That'd be cool.
Put them on the bill.
Hell yeah, man.
Get you guys to talk to our guys.
Hell yeah. My people were the ones who found you to come to this anyway. So
That's
it already
right, sir.
works out.
Hey, so also with regards to touring and getting out, we have a bit of a second family over in Cuba. We've played 2 shows there now. We got a good little head of steam there.
Awesome.
And we also now have label mates there in Mephisto.
That's
So they're
so
fucking
cool.
amazing black metal bands. Been around for what, 25 years or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, around for a long time, man. Those guys are tight.
That is
So
cool as hell.
it's nice kind of having that pocket to go to. I don't know. Cuba's really fucked up right now. You know, SOS Cuba. There's a lot
heard.
of shit going on.
I heard there's some mighty protesting going on right now.
You know, at the end of the day, if you've been there and you kind of see what these people go through and how they live their life, and also how fucking chill almost every Cuban you meet is. You know, for people who, you look at how many people that live in the lives that we have, who are miserable, they're fucking bullshit attitude about everything, and you go to somewhere like them, who actually have shit pretty rough, and they're happy-go-lucky, hey, how are you, what's
They
up?
don't look at, I don't think they look at it as rough. They just compared to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just accept it, right?
So it'd be nice to see some positive change for those people
Hell
at the end
yeah.
of the day.
Oh, well, I look forward to the new shit coming out. Once it comes out, we can do another podcast, and I'll also do a playthrough stream where I show everybody your sick tunes.
Fucking A.
So
We're hoping to shoot a music video. Like, we got a couple lyric videos up, but we know that you can't just ride your career on fucking lyric videos. And so I think this summer we're going to try to shoot. It's tough because time flies. Like, we're already halfway through July. How did that happen?
yeah, it
Is that
goes
even real?
quick.
Like,
It goes quick when
so,
you see.
when you start planning weekends and who's available and every other weekend you're working and this and that. So, like, we're hoping by summertime we can at least get a video banked. Maybe not released in the summer, but at least get it shot. But we'll see how it goes. You know, we want to actually have a proper music video. And that's kind of our next thing. Beyond getting to play live again, I think a real music video will be our next notch in the belt.
Hell yeah, rock and roll, man. Well,
Yeah, we also just got some new T-shirts.
yeah, new gear.
That up. Yeah, we got some new merch now to coincide with the actual album. Nathan's in the process right now of making some new hot sauce as well.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a whole package. We got an album, everything.
Yeah.
Right on. I'm gonna have to save up my shillings and get on that merch package.
That's right.
I love it when
Yeah, we'll put it up on Bandcamp when it's done.
hell yeah, buddy. I love it when people throw in the extra stuff. I'm gonna be doing the same thing with my merch packages.
Nice.
Little shot glass with some scissors and some rolling papers, old school
Ah,
style.
Oh, we already got the shot glasses covered.
dual purpose.
Hell yeah, buddy. All right, well this is the part of the stream where you guys get to do all your shout outs, and you can drop in anything you might have missed or anything that you feel like you need to mention.
I'll shout out first off. We got to shout out to Adam and Dana. Adam, our bass player, Dana, our guitar player. I know we mentioned Dana a few times. Adam hasn't really come up. I know he's probably at home right now listening to Opeth. That's just Adam. But it would be nice to have him here. Dana actually lives almost 2 hours away from us. So to come in on a weeknight to have an interview is just not possible.
No.
I know, and Adam, I know it's a little darker right now, but I bet you he was cutting grass until it fucking got dark out. With his Opeth in his headphones, promise you. So, also shout out to Steve Haynes.
Steve and Alex, our shirt guy Alex. Drain Hope for making our last video.
Shout out to Wormholedeath for putting up with our shit, sharing it. Who else?
Kill Christ.
Yeah, Kill Christ.
We have a friend from back from BC, always believed in us, and it kind of lit the fire a little bit. My wife. you gotta invite your wife.
You got to thank the boss.
Okay. We want to thank Chris Komar. He's another really good close friend. That he believes in us more than we believe in us sometimes.
Yeah.
Give it a little push.
You got to surround yourself with those people.
And literally, thank anyone who's supporting us, believes in us. Takes a few minutes to just click on our track and listen to it. I mean, we can't thank you enough for at least giving us some of your time at the end of the day.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you. The Nate. It's our Nate's Unite tonight.
Right.
That was
Thank
some
you.
good Nate times right there, buddy. Looking back on that as a Nate, man, just good times. Well, you guys have been fantastic, and honestly, as soon as you guys are ready to release that album, let me know. We will do another podcast, and it will be
Right on.
killer. You guys are
Thank you.
absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It's been a great time, and this is Depth Perception from Ontario. This is Nate Trash from Calgary, and
Talking trash.
that's right.
Woo!
Love that shit.
Shout outs to Absolute Underground. Shout outs to Loud as Hell. Shout outs to Jesse Valstar from Armstrong Metal Fest. Shout out to Mark Russell and Above Ground Apparel YYC. Shout out to my clothes sponsor, Cursed Earth Apparel. He'll be getting back up and running soon, and I'll be having some new merch on the way. Hell yeah. So,
Hey.
from Nate Trash and Death Perception, this has been Trash Talk with Nate Trash. You guys are great. Go treat a stranger nicely and don't be an asshole. Cheers, guys. See you at Loud as Hell.
Yes.